Well, hello, I hope you're all doing extremely well. I'm doing amazing. Anyway, yeah, this is a new type of header or banner. Um, this style has become extremely popular. I don't know. Well, I do like it. It's just like, it's sort of a scene type header where like the background really interacts with the character and there's sort of more realistic with not as much artificial glow. And of course, I am using a pre-made render. I can make my own renders, but I had this idea and I was like, oh, I gotta do this idea. And then so I just did this and I didn't take the time to make a render, but that's okay because I like the way it turned out anyways. This is supposed to be a scene header. I already went over that, but like you'll see there, I'm gonna put in flashlights at the end. I don't really show how I did that too much, but pretty much I just throw in PNGs, like free PNGs of just like light hitting it or like flashlight beam. You could just search that up on Google, and that's pretty much what I did for that. But to start, pretty much, I took my stuff, I put in the background right there, it's just a forest. I turned the saturation pretty much all the way down, turned the saturation down for the render, then I converted the render and the saturation to a smart object, renamed it, right click, hit rasterize layer, and then filter, camera raw filter for that. Alright, and then once you hit filter camera raw filter, this will pop up and you'll just filter and make it however you want. I did make it pretty blue because I kind of like that sort of dark navy blue black sort of thing that's happening. You can just copy my settings if you want, if you have the same skin, but you can also do this with other skins. Of course, those shadows and the blacks might be different because this whole skin is black and I wanted to make it really dark, but just pump up the contrast and the whites, and it looks crazy right now, but you can see before and after. I'll click off right here. It does make a difference. It makes it a little more dark, and it will make sense in the end when we add in some other lights. And then right here, I'm doing the same thing with the background. I'm just turning up the texture and the clarity, maybe a little bit of whites, and turn the blacks down just for some contrast. This, of course, is with the background. Just right click on the background, make sure it's rasterized, and hit camera raw filter. Filter up top, and then camera raw filter should be underneath. And then, yeah, that's how you filter it. And then I'm just going to start by adding some nice little dark on the edges and dark up top because you want it to blend in. And you can put this very low. You can make whatever blending mode you want. I just kept it regular, and once it's down you're going to get a white brush also, and then you're going to start painting in the highlights. But actually with this right here, before I did that, I got another dark brush and sort of did a vignette. If you don't know what a vignette is, it's kind of just like painting a little dark spots around the corners, you know, the corner of the screens. That's the best way I can explain it, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, and then I just took a big white brush and just painted behind it and messed with the blending mode. You'll see I'll just I'll go through a lot of stuff here for blending modes and just see what works right. You're going to see it is rather warm, which looks kind of awkward because remember I made the render very blue and cold in the beginning, so I will fix that after with a hue and saturation layer or just color correction in the end. Alright, and now for the front shadow. This is a really common technique that's used a lot. I will do it in future endeavors that I'll do for these different banners. But anyway, big black brown brush, whatever color you want. Just make sure it's very dark and it blends in with the background, whatever color it is. Then you're just going to paint over everything. This is a clipping mask right here, but I will make sure it's not a clipping mask, so it's just kind of, it blends in with the background. This will give it just a lot more depth of field, if that makes any sense at all, because you just get kind of like the render and then the light behind it and then the darkness behind it. But with this, it kind of puts it into perspective if you just put this render or this dark shadow right here. Alright, and you can see right here I am opening the everything pack. People say it's the best pack that they've ever seen. No, just kidding. But this is my pack if you want to buy it. It's $6. I'll put in everything you need for the render. I'll put in the background. I'll put in the shadow. Of course, I'm taking out already from this, but I'll put everything in, and I'll put a little tab underneath that says like, I guess Bizzle header, so you can just have the assets for this. I don't think I'll be able to put in the render itself actually, but I'll put a link to where I found it through a free Google Drive pack, because this is not my render. I don't want to give it out. It's not my own. I wish I could, but I don't want to do that to whoever made it. Just be like, hey, I'm selling your render. No, I don't want to do that. But anyway, I put in the smoke right here, directed over from the everything pack, set the blending mode to lighten, and made sure it was above the glow layer, and this just kind of made a little more texture for the glow, and just kind of put some atmosphere in it as well. And then this doesn't matter too much, but I did take more, what is it called? More smoke from the everything pack, sorry. And I just plopped it right in, and I set the blending mode to color dodge or lighten or whatever you want. This one doesn't matter too much. You'll be probably fine without it, but I did want to put it in and just like make sure it's in front of everything, and just, yeah, that's about it. It'll just give some more atmosphere. And then boom, from the everything pack, I'm gonna go under the nature setting, or the nature, what is it called, folder, and then take out this little leaf branch type thing and just plop it right in. This is really overused, so I'm gonna make sure it's huge and only a couple leaves are showing, so no one knows what it is, and it'll be really, you won't even be able to see it like when it's over. So yeah, so I went with that, and then I made a layer above it, made it a clipping mask, painted it black, and then went with color for that, then filter, blur, Gaussian blur while I have the leaf layer selected, and then I turn the opacity down just to kind of make it blend in with the background a little more and not look super awkward. And as you can see right here, I just kind of control Jade that, which is just kind of a duplication of the layer for the leaves, and I just move them around all over the place, set it to darker color, and then turn the opacity down to whatever looks best for you. Honestly, this is just whatever catches your eye, whatever looks best for you. There's no wrong answer. But yeah, just make sure it looks natural and not crazy out of place. Everything's blended together. Alright, and I didn't really talk about how I did this next step for the text, but it's so simple. Just text tool, and then just put in your text. It's so easy. Literally just like take the type tool, put in text, and that's it. Like there's no 3D text. All you need is my pack to make this, and you're good to go. And then you'll see I'm putting in the light beams here. You can set the blending mode to color dodge, but I'm just putting in 3 separate different light beams. They're supposed to be like flashlights coming out, like she's in the wilderness. And then there's a bunch of flashlights, and they're like, I've got this shotgun. You know, that's the whole point of what this is supposed to be. And a lot of people liked it on Twitter. Let me know what you think in the comments, or you can just buy it on this PSD will be on Payhib for a few bucks if you want to save yourself some time, or if you want to make it yourself, go right ahead. It was pretty fun to make, but yeah. I made sure all of the lights were kind of even in terms of color, and then I painted over everything with a sort of dark gray, bluish black. You can see the color on the left there. And then I just painted over everything and then set that to color, and it kind of color corrected everything. And that's pretty much it. It's not super challenging. There are cops by my house. Bye bye. That's where I live. I live in New York. There's there's some cops around here. There's a lot of crime. And yeah, so pretty much, yeah. That's the render, that's the banner, and you just made it in 20 minutes, and they say this is the best tutorial that there's ever been, is what everyone says. Just kidding, no one says that. But if you did enjoy, make sure you leave a like and you subscribe and you say, hey, I like this video, and you can share it with a friend, and if you hated it, you can share it with your enemies, and then you'll be good to go. I don't know. I'll see y'all later. Let me know how you liked this little tutorial, how you liked the banner, if you're planning on buying anything from me, because it helps me with college. I'm gonna beat that to death, but you really do help with my college debt when you buy something, because holy, college is very expensive, and I love you all, and I'll see you later. Have a good night, or a good evening, or a good morning, depending on wherever you're living or whenever you're watching this. I'll see you later. Bye.